Welcome to another edition of Chef Knives to Go Quick Look Product Reviews. I'm Steve Gamache, and this time we're looking at the Masakage Yuki Santoku 170mm knife. This line of knives has a core steel of Shidogami or white paper number 2 Hitachi reactive carbon steel. The heat treat's around 62 to 63 Rockwell on that core steel, so fairly hard. The construction is a textured softer stainless steel cladding on the outside of that core steel for a 3-layer sandwich. So only the core steel showing at the edge is reactive. The rest of the blade is stainless for a little bit easier maintenance. The finish that they put on this is known as a nishiji or pear skin, kind of a mottled finish to it. And we'll get a close-up look at that. The weight on this knife, and these dimensions and weights will vary a little bit from knife to knife since they're hand-hammered and handmade. The weight is 131 grams or 4.6 ounces. Edge length on this particular one is about 172 millimeters on the edge from tip to chin. Overall length about 12.3 inches roughly. The spine thickness coming out of the handle above the back of the blade is about 3.2 millimeters. And then we thin out fairly quickly off of that and hold 2-ish or so millimeters until you hit the grind of the knife at the tip. Blade height on this is 46 millimeters, and the handle is their standard oval magnolia or kind of basic pack of wood with a red, hoe wood with a red pack of wood ferrule. So it's a real nice kind of a winter look, which is the goal of the knife. And the handle circumference is right around 3 inches right here at the ferrule main handle junction. Masakage typically has their look, which is that curved neck into the back of the blade, the choil for a pinch grip that's very comfortable. Fit and finish on the handle is excellent. Install is excellent as well, nice and tight. Let's take a look at the balance as long as we're at it. Balance point on this blade for me is a little bit behind a pinch grip, but it's right about there. It's pretty close to a pinch grip, maybe just a touch behind it. So very neutral feel. These have nice fit and finish on them. Masakage is kind of known for that. And they also have an excellent hand-chiseled kanji. You can kind of feel the texture of the kanji. And this is one of those knives with the right finish, the nishiji finish, and the kanji, the way they're chiseled. When you move it around, it's a little hard to show here, but I think you can get a sense. When you move it around in the light, it kind of dances the kanji around. Great party trick, so impress your friends. You can see the frosted blade road, and then you can see the core steel showing at the edge on both sides. So this is a nice refined rustic style or aesthetic to this blade. You can definitely see where the grind of the knife starts down towards the edge. Easy to spot that. This one's got a little bit higher grind on the left side of the blade than on the right side of the blade. Fit and finish is great in terms of the little bit of polish to the spine, rounding of the edges, as well as the choil into the neck, into the handle, so really comfortable out of the box. Masakage typically has really nice out-of-the-box edges, and this is no exception. This is a nice 6 or 7 out of 10. Fairly generous edge bevel in terms of the angle, and really sharp right out of the box. So this baby's ready to rock and roll right out of the box. Let's take a look at it in the cutting board. This particular knife, I think, is a little bit of an anomaly compared to what most of these Santoku's Yukis are going to be like. This one has a little bit of kind of a fulcrum point right smack in the middle of the blade. So it's not quite as a continuous curve as a lot of them are going to be. So I wouldn't take this edge profile as being representative necessarily of all of them. This is a bit unusual. I think this one might be ground just a little bit different. But here's what this particular knife's profile looks on the board. And then in terms of the edge, I can get pretty tall before I start hitting the tip in the board. So again, don't take this with too much emphasis because the other ones will probably be a little different than this one. So performance is good. The tip works well through stuff. It's definitely not a laser, but it's a stiff blade. It's got some integrity to it. Looks awesome. These are beautiful looking blades, and just a nice all-around knife if you want a little bit less maintenance with stainless cladding over reactive carbon steel. An excellent choice. This is, let me back out here. There we go. So really nice choice for this style of blade. Real nice look, plus stainless over reactive steel core, the Masakage Yuki Santoku 170mm knife.